honor of Dr. Francis Tuttle, State Director of the Department of Vocational-Technical Education. And now please welcome the Superintendent of the Francis Tuttle Vo-Tech Center, Mr. Bruce Gray.
Thank you very much. You know, I was just sitting there thinking and reflecting a little bit as I watched that opening slide presentation about the many hours of planning and hard work that brought us to this evening. As we moved in May, I don't guess there's been a day that's gone by that we haven't taken several people on tours through this facility. And as a result, I think the administrative staff and the faculty receive a lot of praise for what's taken place in the hours of planning and the development of this institution. But it's my pleasure to take a few minutes to introduce a group of people that don't get much praise, but they really are the individuals that have put in the hours of work and made the major decisions and helped this facility get to where we are tonight. It's a very unrewarding job most of the time, and we feel like that you want to join with the staff in recognizing these individuals so that they can receive some of the praise that they so richly deserve, and that's our Board of Education. It's my pleasure at this time to introduce these 5 members to you. Representing Zone 1, which is the Deer Creek School District, is Mr. Bob Turner. Our at-large board member is Dr. Donald Ressler. Representing Zone 2, which is the Edmonds School District, is Mr. Buddy Sanford. Representing Zone 4 from Western Heights School District is Mr. Doug Lowe. The last board member I would like to introduce, who will complete the program for this evening, represents Zone 3, which is the Putnam City School District, Suzette Northcutt. She has been president of this school board since its formation in 1979, and it's been a real pleasure for me to have the opportunity to work with her. Please welcome to the podium Ms. Suzette Northcutt.
On behalf of the Board of Education, welcome to our school, and welcome to this very special dedication ceremony. From our first official meeting and swearing in on July 10th, 1979, to today, September 11th, 1982, we have come to appreciate and at times dread the monumental decisions and the tremendous effort necessary to build a school district from the ground up. I believe I can speak for all of the members of the board when I say that as we entered that first election, none of us fully understood exactly what was involved in what would be involved in the creation of this truly magnificent education facility. Each one of us approached this building and growing process with determination and enthusiasm, and we willingly invested the time, the energy, the emotion, and the dreams necessary to get to today. Jim Cox and the many subcontractors and their employees, in 18 months, brought out of an Oklahoma wheat field the state's most progressive vocational education center. The boards of education, the administrators, the faculty, and the staff of the participating school districts also had a part in the success of this effort. And the legislators representing this district joined with others from across the state to help in the passage of vital legislation that provided funds for building and equipping our center. With all your help, we were able to build a school that will offer quality vocational training. When the final student is enrolled and the final head count taken on October 1, 1982, every available training station in this school will be occupied. That adds up to more than 750 full-time students and another anticipated 3,000 adults who will take advantage of the part-time evening program, and that's only in the first year. So to all of you, on behalf of the Board of Education, I say thank you. Thank you for your help, your encouragement, and your support. And I say again, welcome. Welcome to the dedication ceremony of the Francis Tuttle Vocational-Technical Education Center, named to honor Dr. Francis Tuttle, who has dedicated his professional life to helping others plan a strategy for tomorrow.
I said I wasn't going to get back up, but I sort of asked for this pleasure to introduce a friend of vocational education. This is the second time in about 6 weeks I've had this pleasure to do this. When we talked to this individual tonight, he said, well, I've got 2 other commitments, but I want to be here to help dedicate this center in the name of Dr. Francis Tuttle. Ladies and gentlemen, I know he's on a tight schedule. I want to get him up as soon as possible. Please join me in welcoming the Governor of the State of Oklahoma, the Honorable George Nye.
Tonight I wanted to tell you one thing semi-humorous and one thing serious, is that I came out here for the groundbreaking, Francis, and I have kidded Tut, as we call him, for some time, that this is the Francis Tuttle Votech Center. The outstanding economic condition of this state is due in a large part to Votech and the Votech system and its staff and administrators and its students and the legislators who made it possible and the districts who voted the money. A teamwork effort that brought all of this together started developing students that were trained for specific programs. So we not only can train, as you know, students for a program that we just want to train them for, but we can go to an industry and say, well, what do you need, and train them. Very unique system in education, and we're very proud of the progress that we have been making. We want to continue to make those progress steps that we've been taking. This past session of the legislature once again made record appropriations to education. We added new Votech districts. We're trying to make sure that Votech, as well as the higher education with the 27 colleges and universities, reaches every single geographical area of the state, whether it be rural or urban, or whether it be southeast or northwest, or whether it be Pittsburgh County or Oklahoma County. It's great that we can see progress made. And Votech has helped bring us to where we are today, and where we are today will help us take Votech to where it ought to be at the height, #1, to continue. Congratulations to you on your new center here. I'm very pleased to come and join you, not only dedicating the center, but honoring Dr. Tuttle. Thank you.
You know, William Shakespeare once wrote, "What's in a name? A rose by any other would smell as sweet." If that be true, our school by any other name would still be committed to quality training. But when we were considering names, there was never any other discussed that would have conveyed that message of commitment more deeply than the one that we chose. Dr. Francis Tuttle is an outstanding citizen and a leader of national stature. Dr. Tuttle personifies all the qualities worth pursuing in life. He's a devoted husband and father, a respected educator, and to those who know him and work with him most closely, a loyal and personal friend. On behalf of the Board of Education, it gives me great pleasure to officially dedicate this institution in honor of Dr. Francis Tuttle. When visitors tour the Francis Tuttle Votech Center, we want them to put a face with a name. But more than that, we want them to get some idea of the contribution that Dr. Tuttle has made to the total vocational-technical system of the state. In Oklahoma, he has been both architect and primary builder. The real product of the system is the students who take their place in the work world as productive citizens. Earlier this year, we commissioned one of the country's foremost portrait photographers, William S. McIntosh, to capture this spirit that I've just described. The portrait we are about to unveil will be placed on display in the boardroom, and the plaque underneath it will read, "The Francis Tuttle Votech Center, dedicated in honor of Dr. Francis Tuttle." As Director of the State Department of Vocational Technical Education, Dr. Tuttle has been the principal architect and builder of the area Votech system in Oklahoma. His commitment to quality, enthusiasm for innovation, and concern for the future of Oklahoma is the standard of excellence by which this center will be known. Dated September the 11th, 1982. It gives me a great deal of pleasure to present to you Dr. Francis Tuttle in living and in photograph.
Well, what a tremendous honor. You know, when they called me one evening and the board had decided to apparently name this school in my honor, and Clovis Weatherford, who was superintendent at that time, told me, and in all honesty, I couldn't think of anything to say, and you know, wheels were turning, and Governor, what people would say, and all kinds of things. And finally he said, well, aren't you going to say anything? And I said, well, you know, and I'm not even dead. But I believe we've done in this state a creditable job presenting to the people in the state of Oklahoma an outstanding vocational program. It still has a way to go. But schools like this, with the faculty as they've employed here, I am so certain that this is going to be a tremendous school. It's one of the best qualified staffs that I've had the opportunity to look at any place. The equipment in this school is modern and up to date. Some of it is the first of its kind in the state. But we know that tomorrow it's going to be an industry. And if we're going to train people to go out into industry, then it is necessary that we have modern, up-to-date equipment to do that on. The system of vocational education in Oklahoma has made tremendous strides. We now have 39 campuses of area vocational schools. Almost all of the state is covered. I think, as the governor has indicated, we have attempted to use vocational education as a tool to attract industry, and we've done quite well at that. Over 300 new industries have been attracted to Oklahoma since we've instituted the kind of vocational program that really relates to industry. And our special schools for training in industry has worked with those 300 industries, trained almost 40,000 people for new jobs in this state. And those new industries have located in over 100 communities in this state. And I think that the program of attracting new industry has been a tremendous asset to the state. Perhaps is one of the reasons that Oklahoma is in the kind of financial condition that it is today. So I guess I call on all educators to do a better job of informing students and parents about the potential in the vocational programs in the state of Oklahoma. I see for, you know, the thing that has been talked about here this evening is the strategy for tomorrow. I think that the strategy for tomorrow is going to be that a greater requirement, a greater emphasis is going to be put on the more technical aspects of vocational training. This center has a tremendous opportunity, has a running start in this large urban area to be the new high-tech center for perhaps the Oklahoma City area. Our survival in the future depends on how well we do this. Our productivity of our business and industry depends on how well we do it. So it's of tremendous importance that all of us give it real consideration. Again, to members of the Board of Education here at the Francis Tuttle Votech, to Bruce Gray, the superintendent, I don't see anything but a tremendous future. And to the faculty that you have put together, I think that with all of you working And with the continued support of the people in this district and the legislature and the governor being the kind of supporter that he has been for all education, this center has to be one of the greatest in America. Thank you.